Hello, namaste to you all. Today we are going to see Vitala Pandurangan episode 7 and Namadeva episode 6, that is the last part of Namadeva. I'm going to tell you a small story now. Once a sage was sitting in front of his hut teaching his students. Then a cat went there and was giving trouble. First day, so they tried to chase the cat. It ran away. But second day also it showed up. And its arrival continued for a few days. So they found a solution for the interruption to their class. They tied the cat in the nearby tree and continued their lessons. This continued for a while. And to their surprise, the cat attended the classes regularly. Now after the first sage, the second sage came and the cat also arrived. When the third sage came, the student and the teachers were new. Subsequently, the cat stopped coming. Now the third teacher knew the practice of tying the cat with a rope, but not the reason why it was done. So before starting the class, they found a cat, tied and started the class. Such are the types of ignorance that exist among people then and now. That ignorance ends in arrogance. For this, there is no such thing as an educated person or an uneducated person. At the limit of arrogance, man becomes monstrous. When the boundary is transgressed, the Lord sends his men to correct it. Namadeva was prominent among those sent by God. Jnanadev and his siblings and many others stood with him. Whenever he came to weed out, to spread simple devotion, he did it in the best way possible. That victory is celebrated in Pandharpur every day. That is celebrated as Vakhariyatra twice a year. We'll see that later. After returning from pilgrimage at the age of 21, Jnanadev Maharaj decided to attain Jiva Samadhi. Namadev could not bear the very thought. But God's will was different. Nama was with Jnanadev until last second of his Jiva Samadhi. Till the last moment of Jnanadev's Jiva Samadhi, Nama sang his abhangas. We have them as historical evidence. Within a span of 8 months, the siblings of Jnanadev, that is Sobandev, Nivartidev and Muktabai also attained Jiva Samadhi. For their Jiva Samadhi also, Namadev was with them till the last moment and sang abhangas explaining the events. Vitala had made arrangements to document the abhangas. Soban should write and document Nivarti's abhangas. Sasidanandar should write and document Jnanadev's abhanga. Jnanadev's abhanga should write and document by Soban. Sangadev should write and document Muktabai's abhangas. But Pandurangan himself documented for Namadev and Janabai. That's how we all get all the abhangas until today. In his long cycle of life, Namadev witnessed so many great devotees. Vitalan kept introducing unknown devotees and their immense devotion to Namadeva. We shall see all those devotees' life history one by one later. Chokamela, the disciple of Namadev and the best devotee, ended his worldly life. There are so many incidents about the devotion of Chokamela. During his death, Rukumai herself took Arati for his Samadhi, and we can see the statue of Chokamela near Namadeva statue in front of the Maha entrance of the temple. Namadev was so upset when all these devotees parted away from him for good. He missed Jnanadev as he accompanied him for a very long time. This time Namadev set out for pilgrimage alone. He went to Dwaraka, Mathura, Haridwar, Punjab and spread the greatness of simple bhajan to attain salvation. And to attain to reach the lotus feet of Vitala. He sang a lot of Hindi songs amongst two. The Guru Granth Sahib, the supreme book of the Sikh, contains 60 abhangas of Namadeva. The Sikh considered him as a great reformer and devotee. According to Namadeva, being involved in family life does not mean that devotion cannot be done. God's name itself will guide us. No sacrifice, homam or penance is required. Namadeva is the one who showed the easy way that even while doing business, it is enough to bring the habit of saying the Vitala Nama. Are they following these teachings still today? Yeah. To know that, you must know about Vakhari Yatra, must see and experience it. We will learn about it soon. To see and experience it, Vitala's grace is needed. Hope we get it. When he was about 80 years, he returned to Pandharpur. Vitalan was so happy to see Namadeva fulfilling his mission. At that time, North India was under the rules of Sultan. People had a constant fear to perform their religious duty. So Namadeva went up to Punjab and spread the Bhakti movement. He lived for more than 20 years at Gunaman in Gurdaspur district. Vitalan asked Nama to get some boon for him. But Nama never asked anything for himself. Until this world exists, your grace should always be there for the devotees who always chant your name. If he gets such a grace, the devotee should be humble and not arrogant. This boon was also asked by Nama for his devotees. Even this boon he asked on behalf of all devotees. Vitalan said, "Okay, I'll grant that. But you have written here for some reason. Tell me what is it? I'll fulfill that also." Nama said, "I want to attain my samadhi." Vitalan got shocked. Namadeva was always a stubborn child. Now he insisted Vitalan to give the boon. Vitalan, even though was sad that his dear companion Namadeva was out of town, pacified himself that he had gone for the purpose of his life. But Vitalan could not bear the very thought of Namadeva going away from him for good. There was a lot of intimacy and privacy here for both of them. When the same soul attains liberation, it becomes lustrous and attains Vaikuntha. There are no such friendly moments there. Namadeva asked this on Ashada Suddha Ekadasi day. With no choice, Vitalan postponed it for another 15 days. He promised he would give on the third day of coming Krishna Paksha Ekadasi, that is Triyodasi day. Nama did bhajan the whole night of Ekadasi. Next morning was Dwadasi, that is the 12th day. After the Ekadasi fasting, the devotees take their food, which is known as Paranai. Vitalan and Rukumai themselves prepared and hosted all the devotees. Next day, Triyodasi, that is the 13th day, Namadeva was ready and 13 of his family members, including his maid Janaba, were also joined him to attain Samadhi. Vitalan asked Vishwakarma to give seat to all of them. There appeared chairs for them to sit. Both Rukumai and Vitalan did puja to Namadeva's feet, which is known as Pada Pujai. And Rukumai did Arati. Then Vitalan asked the goddess Earth. The Mother Earth split and everyone went inside. Then the earth came to a flat position. Ladai was the daughter-in-law of Namadeva, who had gone to her mother's place for delivery. Hearing the Samadhi, she came running with a baby. There are two versions about this incident. One version is, Vitalan wanted Namadeva's descendant to be in the world continuing Nama service, So Ladai agreed. Second version is, with smile on his face, Vitala told Ladai, okay, I'll join you with them now itself, come on. But Ladai did not agree as the child was too small and her motherhood did not allow her to do that. Instead, she requested Pandurangan to bless and be with their family members forever, and Vitala agreed and blessed her. Even today, the descendants live in Pandharpur peacefully, following Namadev's path. Who sang Abang for Namadev and his entire family's Jiva Samadhi? Do you remember the lady who gave Philosopher's Stone and the lady's husband who fought? He became the disciple of Namadev and he only sang the Abhangas. Okay, we know Namadeva decided to sing 100 crore Abhangas. He completed 95 crores and the rest of 5 crores was completed by Dukaram, who was the incarnation of Namadev. There are 6 entrances for Pandurangan temple. In the entrance of Mahadwar, we can find the statue of Chokamela and Namadeva. The temple's first step is called as Sant Namadeva Maharaj Payari. Payari means step. This Jiva Samadhi happened on 1350th year, July 3rd, Saturday. We learnt a lot about Namadeva. Meanwhile, we heard many devotees' names. We shall learn about them one by one. After knowing so much about Namadeva, we must know how his service to this mankind through simple bhakti continue until today, and why his name and other devotees' names are celebrated with so much of affection. After knowing the above facts only, our learning will be fulfilled. Otherwise, this great saint's life history will become a normal, ordinary story. These are not stories, but our guide for simple and peaceful life. So we'll continue next week about rest of them. See you until then. Hare Vitala.